What's happening? You've been tuned in to Vcious Entertainment. This is E-40. Keep watching.
What it do? You're on the air with Vcious Entertainment, the West best thing in digital video. I have on the line with me a Bay Area legend, a rap icon, a hip-hop mogul, the king of lingo, Mr. E-40. E-40, what's good with you, man?
Man, I'm okay, bro. You know, just trying to keep our head above quicksand, man.
Okay, that's good, that's good. E-40, you've been in the game for a long time. You also been successful in the game for a long time. Not everyone can say that. Coming from an area that really doesn't get its just due or shine, how did you overcome the odds? What was the key to getting to where you are now? I mean, you're the ambassador of the Bay. You are a known figure not just in Bay Area music, but in the hip-hop genre itself. How did you achieve that?
You know, hard work, dedication, you know, blood, sweat, and tears, man. Just, you know, not being lazy, going out there, networking, keeping my relationships with, you know, industry people, staying solid, putting 100% in everything that I do, man, and just being, you know, being me, you know, being different. You know, it was always an obstacle and a hurdle to climb over, but you know, it worked out for the best for me, you know, and I just thank God. Really, a lot of prayer and family support, man.
Now, you say being different. Let's talk about your style. Now, it's safe to say that your delivery is very unorthodox. It's ahead of its time, like many people would say. I mean, I can't sit down and just say, yo, E-40 sounds like so-and-so. I don't think there's anyone that sounds anywhere close to the way you spit that fire. Where does that style come from? Who influenced it?
My style was developed through my younger childhood character. You know, I always was a class clown. You know, I always been a dude that, you know, as a youngster, I would go to the little store, Beverly Food Center, around the corner from my house.
Right.
You know, and talk to the OGs and soak up game. I was always a student of the game, very observant. You know, I grew up listening to, you know, some brothers out of Richmond, California, by the name of Calvin T and Magic Mike. Calvin had that pimp flow, but you know, he put that street hustle shit in it to him. Magic, they both did the same, man, and they was a team, man. And you know, Too Short, I grew up listening to him, and the way he put, you know, he'd talk about, you know, the struggle, dope fiends, the whole shit, his surrounding area.
Right.
You know? And then you got, you know, UTFO, which is one of my favorite groups. Kango from UTFO. You know, he had a cold little, you know, his voice, the way he did his voice and what have you, and the flows that he had. I mixed all that in, man, with, you know, with my creativity and the knowledge that I learned from the soil and being a dude that's, you know what I mean, straight from Magazine Street. We was able to see an episode on Magazine Street every day. It was like a sitcom, you know. So growing up there and, you know, being from the Bay, you know, we always been slick talkers, you know, and I've always been a unique dude as far as I played the drums, you know, and always had a passion for music. You know, this is just not no type of situation where, you know, I'm doing music to just make money. Of course, I love everybody want to make money, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Because where I come from, man, you know, doing something that you really love to do is beautiful, and to be able to make money with it at the same time, I'm in a great position to do that. You know what I mean? So basically, man, my style came from, you know, those people that I grew up on, and then me putting my twist to it and being gamed up and just, you know what I mean, being creative. And there it is. And, you know, and it's funny because I told, I ran into Magic Mike one day, and he was like, we was talking and whatnot, and he was like, man, you know, him and Cal Taylor was like, man, before we grew up on you. I grew up on y'all. And they was like, but we grew up on you. You know, so I just take my hat off to the brothers, man. And I've always, you know, showed them respect and love. And matter of fact, I signed Calvin T a few years back, but he had got caught up in some, you know, some problems and had to go do some time. But you know what I mean? You know, so that's me, man. I came in the game, man, with a prayer, a wish, a hope, and a dream, and stayed at it. And one thing about me, I know how to flip all kinds of styles.
Right.
I can rap over anything.
And that's true. You've proven that time and time again.
Right.
Now, we all know that the best roll with the best. Successful people surround themselves with successful people. I mean, who you surround yourself with kind of showcases your character. And that's no different with you, because you were a close comrade of Mr. Tupac Shakur, one of the best rappers to ever live. I always tell people that if you want any more assurance that E-40 is one of the best, you can find him on one of the best-selling albums, All Eyes on Me. Some of us can only imagine what it's like to be around Tupac. Can you please describe what it was like to work with him?
Man, if Tupac hated you, he hated you. If Tupac loved you, he loved you. I mean, he loved you, man. You know, and dude, one thing about him, I always noticed that he loved kids. I got pictures, man, of him just hugging kids and whatnot. He really loved kids. The dude was so deep, man, but always fun and laughs, man. And you know, that boy, one thing about him, he was bright and ahead of his time. He could smoke all the blunts in the world, but still maintain. You know, but still maintain. It never bothered him. This whole thing was Hennessy and blunts. Hennessy, weed, grass from the earth, you know.
Right.
But, for the most part, man, you know, some of the things that I've seen Tupac do that was amazing, man, was his penmanship, man. He pimped that pen so cold, man. He pimped the hell out of that pen, man. In a few minutes, man, the man would be done with a whole verse. He was knocking out. I'll tell you a story about All Eyes on Me when we was in there doing We Ain't Hard to Find, me and the Click, and Richie Rich, man. We was all up in Can-Am studio, man, and you know, it's like 4 or 5 different hella studios in one studio, you know, and he'd be down there with Rick Rock and Mike Mosley doing Trade the War Stories and Steve-O. They'd be all down there doing that in one of the rooms. We in there writing We Ain't Hard to Find, and he'd be down the hall doing another one with Drew Down, you know what I mean? So he'd go from studio to studio writing his verses, and he'd come in there with us, and he'd be like, y'all ain't done yet? It's Tupac. You got the best pen, nigga. I'm taking time. I gotta put a whole bunch of words and shit in one line. You feel me? I say, this is how I rap. He's like, okay, it's all good, nigga. I'm gonna go down here and finish up this war stories with Steve-O. You know, you walk down the hall and finish that shit up. And you go to the other studio. You feel me? The dude was just incredible, man. He wrote the verse that he did with me with Dustin and Disgusted. He did that shit by there too, for real. I promise you, probably no more than 20 minutes, man. Like, it was sick though. You know what I'm saying? So, that dude, good people, man, way ahead of his time, man. Truly missed, man. The best. You hear me? So,
how did y'all come to meet each other? I mean, what did he think about your style? Like I said, it's so ahead of its time. Was he just like, you know, in awe of it as well as you were in awe of his style? Was like, I mean, how did that come about?
Strictly for my niggas, man. It tripped me out. It was strictly for my niggas. He had a shout out. He was like, shucks. He was naming a lot of shout outs to people, you know, on one of the songs. He said E-40 in the Click. I was like, what? He was like, man, Tupac mentioned you, man, on strictly for my niggas, man. I was like, is that right? I said, what? That was big for me, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I was like, man, we get known, bro. We get known. People starting to know who he is for real. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just a youngster in the gang, just happy and grateful, you know. And so he was like, so one day, you know, Rich had already knew Tupac. So Rich called me, said, man, Cody, man, Tupac looking for you, man. I just seen him at the appearance back at the little I forgot what it was. I think it was Black Family Day or something. And he was like, he told me to give you his number. So I got the number, and ever since then we became closer than a booger to a nose, man.
There you go.
And you know, he had did jail time, and you know, I wrote him and told him I had a little son on the way. That's my little 15-year-old. He wrote me back, and, you know what I mean. When he got out, we made music again, man. You know, and but even before that, man, you know, it was just like game recognized game, man. You know, he did them heartfelt songs, and I do those too. Like even on this Shift and Revenue Retrievin, I got a song called "Let Go and Let God Fight Your Battles," man. You know, I got one called "It's Gotta Get Better." You know, I got uplifting songs as well, and that's what Tupac got him at, man. You know, he had party songs, he had gangster songs, he had that ride on the motherfucking songs, he had them uplifting female songs, Dear Mamas and the Brenda's Got a Baby and Head Up and all these songs, man. And you know, and he was an inspiration, and that's a complete package, man. When you can do all those, when you're not just a one-sided rapper, and that's one thing I am. I think I'm a well-rounded rapper.
Yeah, I agree with that.